Just a half mile from the Camden waterfront, we've got Monday night basketball. Boy, we wish it could be a lot warmer outside, but tonight we'll have to make do here at KIPP Cooper Academy between the Northern Burlington Greyhounds and the KIPP Cooper Titans in Monday night basketball. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins. I am joined by Damian Waiters on the call. Damian, this is Monday night BCSL basketball between the top two teams in the BCSL Patriot Division. A Northern Burlington team that's 12-5 and is led by Quincy Washington, the second highest leading scorer as a freshman in Northern Burlington, and then the the second highest scorer in all of New Jersey for a freshman class.
Yeah, I mean a 5'9" player, Quincy Washington. These are two teams tonight, Dan, that are heavily going to be led by their guards. I mean, the tallest player we're going to see tonight on the court is going to be for KIPP Cooper, now number 25, Nick Timmons. It's really going to be two teams on the other side. Gabe Paul, senior, that squad. I mean, this KIPP Cooper team, they're 12-5 right now. They're they're 9-4 right now. Sorry, Northern Burlington's 12-5. KIPP Cooper 9-4. Really looking to put something together. Group 1 is a very tough, a tough group in my opinion for South Jersey, and they're looking to get something together.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. The national anthem's about to play here at KIPP. Well, Dan, we come back here from KIPP Cooper Norcross Academy as our pregame show got cut a little bit short. But again, Quincy Washington, the star of this Northern Burlington team. But KIPP Cooper is a program that is playing an extremely backloaded schedule. They've only played 13 games this year. They played 3 in the month of December. They only played, I mean, seriously, their opening night was December the 22nd. It was one of the latest starts to a season in the entire state. They have 9 games left, including tonight, 6 divisional games. They've only played 2 games in their entire division. This will be their 3rd. So KIPP Cooper certainly is going to have a busy home stretch of the season.
No, absolutely, Dan. And it seems as if they had a busy month of January as well. They played heavily in the month of January. Started on the January 7th, as you said. After their last game on the 29th, they didn't play again till the 7th. They played on January 7th, and their last game in January was the 28th. Only lost 1 time in the month of January, but it was a 70-49 loss at Robbinsville. So, like you said, it will be very back heavy for Antoine Miller and his bunch, but it's nothing that these Titans can't weather. Miller been with the Titans since they started playing, competing for Group 1 competition.
Yeah, this is only their 4th year as a program. They're 3rd in a conference. They went 9-10 in their first season as an independent. They've been over 500 in every season since joining the BCSL in the 23-24 campaign, of which, if you remember, in their first BCSL season, they made the South Jersey Group 1 final and lost to Pittman. So there's a lot to like. But KIPP, they're led by their guards, as you mentioned. Their leading scorer is Troy Martin, the senior, along with Gabe Paul. 156 points for Gabe Paul in 12 games. So both of those guys in the starting lineup tonight. Meanwhile, again, the player to watch for Northern Burlington, Quincy Washington. He is second in the state for freshmen in scoring. He has 292 points. Omar Ayash of Ocean Township is the only man ahead of him with 302. From North Camden, we're underway for Monday Night Basketball in the BCSL. Northern Burlington picks up the first possession. We're underway. Goes to Rowan Boyce on the right side. Back out to the left wing. Immediate catch and shoot. 3! Eric Torres knocks down the first. And Northern Burlington picks up a 3-0 start. Moving it up the floor for KIPP will be number 0, Noel Campbell-Eason. Moving inside for Josiah Jones. Out on the far corner for Gabe Paul. Back to the top, they'll reset.
I believe it's something that we'll reiterate a lot tonight, Dan, is the ability to step out on shooters on defense, not only for Northern Burlington, but for KIPP Cooper as well.
Jones guarded by Boyce. He'll have to feed it out somehow. The ball gets away, but they're going to call a travel as it got away at midcourt. It didn't go behind the half-court line, but it was enough to be called for a travel. Taking possession that time will be Eric Torres out on the left wing for Boyce. Here comes another 3 from the left wing. Airballed it. KIPP gets the rebound inside, and it'll go out of bounds. So just a minute into this one, 3-0 Northern Burlington. Led by head coach Gene Darling, who is a 3-sport coach. He assists the football team for Northern Burlington and is the head coach of the boys basketball and baseball team. If you're a follower of baseball in South Jersey, Gene Darling and company went 28-2 for Northern Burlington and easily won the Group 3 state championship over Brick Memorial back in June. But the man really never rests, as here comes a corner 3, no good. Trying to get the rebound, and successfully is Mickey McIntosh Jr. And back over to the top again. Moving is Morton, moving inside. Nice feed, nice lay, and 1. Getting some really nice movement inside, kicking the ball out. We've got a foul and 1. McIntosh will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play.
That was a great time that time. Great look that time, excuse me. Moisten McIntosh, the sophomore at the line, number 23 for KIPP Cooper.
And 1 is no good. Now bringing this one up the floor will be that freshman Quincy Washington. 292 points, 86 rebounds in his rookie season with Northern Burlington. The top 5 in freshman leading scorers this year: Omar Ayash out of Ocean Township, Quincy Washington out of Northern Burlington, and then a familiar name, Gabriel Schultz out of Leap Academy, 277. And then Ryder Lacey out of Camden Catholic and Ryan Gannon out of Middletown South. He's got 262 and fits into the 5th position.
And how beautiful is that? New Jersey basketball, especially for the smaller schools, in great hands.
Goes out of bounds again on the left side in front of the KIPP cheerleading crew. Hoppy will inbound this one for the Greyhounds. Moving up, trying to get a lay, doesn't go. Finger rolls off the hands of Ratley. And it'll go back to KIPP. Campbell-Eason will bring this one up. Quick pass in transition, spinning, firing. A travel gets called on Josiah Jones.
Yeah, if you're Jones right there in the short corner, you can't really hesitate on the spin move.
And that's the second time KIPP's been called for a travel here in the first quarter. Got to get those fundamentals down. KIPP is a team that's quick, they're agile, they're going to use some crafty footwork, but it could come at a cost if they're not careful. Rolling through the legs, but picked up by Gabe Paul. Paul will feed this one off to Noel Campbell-Eason, the point guard for this KIPP team. Although really they're running 4 guards here. The only true forward is Mickey McIntosh, who goes in for another jump shot and is fouled for a second time. He'll go back to the stripe for 2. And he'll try to pick up where he left off after missing his first and one.
Yeah, you can tell Mickey McIntosh is the big guy down low. Second trip to the line here already in the first quarter for McIntosh. And that's something that Northern Burlington is really going to have to try to defend. You know, Boyce is down low. He's banging down low with the bigs. McIntosh makes his first.
McIntosh now with 3 points for KIPP. He's averaging 9.6 points per game. He's 9 for 12 from the charity stripe going into this game. Put up a season high 17 and 20. Excuse me, his career high, his season high in points was 19 versus Burlington Township. But what stuck out to me was a very impressive 17 and 10 double-double versus Leap Academy in mid-January. Another Group 1 talent as here comes a nice dish for 3, no good. Went out of bounds. It'll be Northern Burlington ball underneath their own basket as Hoppy will inbound. They're going to switch this one out. They're going to give it to Eric Torres instead. Bounce pass over to Boyce. Check that. Over to Hoppy now after the pass from Washington. So a lot of passing from beyond the three-point arc and getting really deep here as Hoppy goes out. Corner from Torres. No good on the 3. Tries to swipe down the rebound from Rutley. And getting into the mix that time was Jones as well. So it'll go up for Campbell-Eason.
Rutley, the big for Northern Burlington, he'll have the task of guarding McIntosh down low, and they'll feed it. That's what they want.
McIntosh with a nice lay. He's got all 5 points for KIPP. It's now 5-3. I mean, this is going to be a good game between two teams atop their division in the BCSL Patriot. Northern Burlington has the better overall record. KIPP has the better division record, but that's also because they've only played 2 games. They're 2-0 in their division. Meanwhile, this is Northern Burlington's 4th divisional game, or rather their 5th of the season. 3 is too strong. But a lot of 3 balls being attempted by both sides, but only 1 has fallen, and that was the opening shot by Eric Torres. Moving inside, fouled on his way up by Campbell-Eason, and Rowan Boyce will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, like you said, Dan, unlike a lot of other teams, unlike most teams at this point as far as scheduling goes for basketball in the state of New Jersey, you know, it's been a lot of practice, not as many games here for these Titans, but it'll be a test to how your ableness to stay locked in later on in the season.
Well, both of these teams had extensive winning streaks in the month of January. KIPP Cooper ended up going on a streak of 6 straight games from January 7th to January 22nd. They're now 1-2 in their last 3, but then you look at Northern Burlington and what they've been able to accomplish, and they also had a strong winning streak earlier in the season. I mean, they're 12-5. They won 7 straight games from December the 29th to January 14th. But now they're 3-3 in their last 6 games. They've won, lost, won, lost, won, lost. No winning or losing streaks whatsoever. A nice move by Troy Morton, but now down the other end of the floor, it's in for Torres. Eric Torres with 5 points gets a very strong lay through contact. Now going up is Campbell-Eason, high off the glass, no good. Looking for an offensive rebound, but a jump ball at the tail end of the play. So this will be inbounded by Campbell-Eason. 6-5 Northern Burlington. 3:15 left in the first. Going up, this one is in. Mickey McIntosh, 7 points in the first quarter for the sophomore forward. And KIPP retakes the lead 7-6.
He's doing it all for Antoine Miller.
Got a foul. Getting a little bit tangled up that time was Morton and Rutley. So Hoppy will inbound.
McIntosh doing it all for Antoine Miller and his squad. I mean, 7 points here in the first quarter, but it's something you can only imagine it was something that the Titans wanted to take advantage of early on. And it's the fact that there, if you want to, you could say Nutley. You know, where is the true big? Like I said, he has the task of guarding McIntosh so far. So he'll go to the basket.
Foul. No foul. That's going to stay out of bounds. So Hoppy will inbound. Subbing into the game for KIPP. McIntosh will go to the bench, and they will bring in number 33. That's Makai Moore. So McIntosh, who has all 7 points for KIPP, will go to the bench. Again, led by Antoine Miller, who has been here since the very first game of KIPP Cooper's lifetime, I guess you could say, as now we'll have a foul. Again, when you've got two guys coming from two different directions, there's not going to be – I mean, you could hear Antoine Miller say, yeah, that was a foul. He's not arguing with the refs. He's saying to his players that it's their fault that he got fouled that time, which, listen, I like a head coach that can hold his players accountable, and Antoine Miller is certainly one of them, as Torres misses his first. Two subs coming in for Northern Burlington. That's going to be number 10, Matt Calario, and number 35 in Mark Klusman. They will send Rutley and who was the other one? It was Rowan Boyce, number 13, to the bench. Torres needs one to tie the game, and he does. 6 points for the senior Eric Torres. Again, I mean, this is a pretty veteran-heavy Northern Burlington team that is led by a freshman. You know, it's a pack of wolves being led by the baby wolf. That's really what it is. I mean, you've got a whole lot of seniors on the floor, but then you've got the number 2 scoring freshman in the state in Quincy Washington, who himself has not registered any points yet.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
A little back and forth there.
Here
comes a high pass out into the corner. Moving in.
Oh, man.
Moore up and off the glass, sent in.
Passes everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of passes. I mean, that was a sky-high pass over to the far corner that time, and then they fed it into Makai Moore using that. I mean, they're using the entire floor here, and I really like that about KIPP is that they are not afraid to – they're not afraid to pass the ball. They're not afraid to pass the ball and use that, you know, pass-dribble combo to really make some creative baskets. They're not your typical Group 1 team. They do have a little bit of size to them, but they use their size sparingly. Back out to the near corner, trying to keep it in. He does. Over to the top. Moore inside, mid-range 2. Didn't go. Greyhounds wanted a foul there. Is now moving back across the floor, looking for a charge. It's a block.
It'll call the block that time.
That'll be on Gavin Hoppy. 3 team fouls on both sides. But again, when you're trying to set yourself up to create a charge or an offensive foul, you have to set it up with enough time for the offensive player to be able to pivot or move away. And that's not what Hoppy did there. He did it right at the last second, kind of forced himself into that situation, and with the slight movement that was there, that was easily a blocking foul. And that's one thing that I see a lot is that, you know, players get upset of, oh, why was that not a charge? Why was it not a charge? Because a charge is a lot harder than the pros make it look. Yeah. And especially at the high school level, a lot of these players don't have that fundamentally down of setting up blocks for that charge, setting up the offensive foul. The teams that do it right are some of the best teams that you can imagine in South and Central Jersey. Moving inside, Moore with a nice spin on the right side. Makai Moore. We talked about KIPP Cooper being led by guards, but all 11 of their points have been by forwards. 7 by McIntosh, 4 by Moore, and it's an 11-7 lead for the Titans. Now firing inside. That pass gets batted away by Morton, out of bounds. Pass intended for Boyce. For Klusman as Boyce checks back into the game for the Greyhounds and Gene Darling.
Yeah, you can only imagine that as they deal with it now, that the size difference and being able to have that post defense and defend down low has really been a problem for Northern Burlington over the season. And they're dealing with it again so far. As all 11 points has been by bigs.
Offensive foul.
Oh. And that time, just like you said, Dan, you know, Northern Burlington wasn't able to set up the charge the first time. Second time, able to get it done.
You can't always get it right the first time, as Billy Joel would say, as we've got 40 seconds left in the first quarter here from North Camden in BCSL Patriot Division play between the Northern Burlington Greyhounds and the KIPP Cooper Titans. Here comes a pass. Nice move here. Boyce slides over to the right, looking to get a shot in the paint. He'll go up through contact. It's no good and no foul. Will stay alive. Torres with a quick catch and shoot three. Eric Torres, 9 points for the visitors, and it's a 1-point game. We've got 10 seconds. Antoine Miller telling his offense to move it. We've got 6. Moving up now, pulling up for 3. Good! Noel Campbell-Eason. As time expires in the first quarter, he'll get the exclamation point with a triple from the top of the key as he gets his first basket of the game as KIPP leads Northern Burlington in BCSL play on this Monday night, 14-10 after the first quarter. Welcome back to KIPP Cooper Norcross Academy. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Damian Waiters. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first attempt. Visit Harper Driving School at 614 Lambs Road in Pittman, Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex, just minutes from Route 55. Second quarter ready to go here from Camden as Hoppy will inbound this one to Eric Torres.
Yeah,
inside for Hoppy.
Yeah, as far as defensive sets, it's really just been man-to-man so far. We really haven't seen no zone defense or anybody trying to switch it up. KIPP Cooper was in a 2-2-1 for maybe like 1 or 2 defensive possessions earlier on in the first quarter, but it's been man-to-man so far for both teams.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are playing off of each other really well, and it's creating this good offensive and defensive balance where neither team is getting a lot of shots off, and they're not playing too slow, but they're not playing too fast. They're not making a lot of shots, but they're not missing a lot of shots. It's like a perfect balance here, and that's what a good game should be. As Torres can't get it to fall, he'll try to pick up his own rebound, and that will be Northern Burlington ball. I thought he might have got a tip in that as it was going out of bounds, but they will say that KIPP did. They do say that KIPP touched it last. Hoppy to inbound. He's going to run out of time here. He feeds it to Boyce. He might have gotten that one off with like 4.5, let's say, out of the 5 second. As now pushing off, here comes Boyce. He gets fouled as he trips up on his way down. So this will be inbounded by Hoppy again underneath the basket.
Looks like the foul is on number 2, Gabe Paul.
Team's first, his first, as Boyce goes up and in. Rowan Boyce.
That was a good layup that time down low. I mean, it's really good. It's really good for a team on the inbound. The number one thing you want to look to on the inbound, especially under the basket, is just an easy layup.
And now here comes another steal in transition. Washington able to save it after he didn't field it cleanly. Goes back out from Rutley to Torres. He didn't have a clean shot, and it doesn't go. Here comes Nolan Sims Jr. down the floor in the bright green for KIPP. Going up on the pump fake, too strong. That one's good. From Campbell-Eason.
Yeah, if you're Campbell-Eason on the shot, you know he's getting really good looks, especially at the top of the key, you know, just inside the semicircle, just a little bit. He really
got
has
a scramble. Rutley comes up with it. A little bit shaken up. Washington can't get the shot to fall. Boyce comes down with it, and you can see Makai Moore was a little bit slow to get up after the scramble, after the attempt to get the ball free. And they will, in turn, sub Moore out, and the big man, Mickey McIntosh, will come back in for the Titans. Heavily contested inbound. They get it to Boyce. Back turn to the basket. Right hand just a little bit too strong. And it comes back down for Josiah Jones and Kip Cooper. Back out near corner for three. Good! Gabe Paul from the near corner picks up his first triple of the night. And it's a 7-point lead for the Titans, 19-12.
It's only a matter of time. Looks like Northern Burlington is trying to switch up what they do on the defensive side. Maybe a little bit open in the corner. Paul able to drain it that time.
Back out to the left. Washington. This one is up. No good. And there's a foul. So Washington, we'll see if they call this a shooting foul. He immediately went to the semicircle. And no, this will not be a shooting foul. But Antoine Miller calls a timeout. So will we. 5:22 left in the second quarter from North Camden. It's KIPP 19, Northern Burlington 12. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the BCSL Patriot standings. Northern Burlington has the best overall record at 12-5. Kip Cooper right behind them at 9-4. Then you've got Burlington Township and Cinnaminson at Bordentown at 7-9. I would make the contest that Burlington Township is a lot better than their record says. We mentioned it yesterday at Holy Cross that Burlington Township has played some of the best competition in South Jersey, and their 7-9 record does not reflect how good of a team they are. They've got some fantastic players as Hoppy gets the inbound, and then you see Penn Salkin at the bottom there, 8-11. Here comes a three, no good from Torres. Rebound brought down by by Josiah Jones. Noel Campbell-Eason will bring this one up. Passes inside, it goes back up to McIntosh. He didn't get blocked, just he missed short on the shot. Hit off the side of the backboard.
And that was good body-up defense that time by number 5, Josiah Rutley. Trying to get some of these possessions back. You know, McIntosh able to get the better of him earlier on.
And now Boyce on the right side. Back to Hoppy. Ooh, kind of got swiped at there. Here comes Boyce. Corner three. Good! The corner is the dominant space for both of these offenses. Torres has one. Boyce has one. He's got 6. And it's 19-15. Here comes an underhand feed. Goes up. Blocking foul. And again, that movement by Northern Burlington, by Eric Torres, is why that foul got called and why it's not an offensive foul. So KIPP gets the better of it. They'll again, not a shooting foul, so they'll inbound this one off the baseline.
They think it's a shooting foul.
They lined up on the line as if it was.
Oh, it's the inbound will be right under the basket.
Boyce and Hoppy sub out. Into the game again is Klusman and number 4, Christian Hall, the senior. Moving in, ball comes out. Here comes a steal. Couldn't field it cleanly. Travel on Eric Torres. Trying to plead his case, but the ball came loose that time. And when he lost full possession of the ball and picked it up again, that's considered a travel.
Yep.
Gene Darling's going to want an explanation. And I think what the issue is with what Gene Darling has, or I think the issue that Gene Darling had with the play was that he would try to argue that Torres didn't lose full possession there. But I think he did. The ball clearly was loose. It was a foot or two in front of him, and then he picked it up again. That's a travel. That ball gets away. Campbell-Eason gets swiped at, and an over and back violation. And Antoine Miller not too thrilled there. As you blink and you miss it, but we're already halfway through the second quarter. 19-15, KIPP leads by 4. And Boyce will sub back in. So these starters are not getting a lot of rest on the Northern Burlington bench, but Rowan Boyce comes back in. Washington stops,
man.
pulls up, nice move, just a little bit wide. And KIPP will have the advantage as an NBC player gets ready to advance back up. Klusman went down. Here comes another steal. Torres to Washington for three. The youngster, the rookie, whatever you want to call him, Quincy Washington enters the scoring column with a triple. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, if you were waiting for it right there, I mean, there's Washington, one of the top freshman scorers in the state, showing off that three right there, a little stop and pop.
There's another three ball. Coming back in for the putback will be Gabe Paul. So Paul is able to take advantage of KIPP's missed field goal and bring it back. I mean, there was wide open room in the paint there. Really nobody was there to pick up the rebound, so Paul was able to move in and get a very easy putback as well, the foul on the floor, or did they say he stepped out? No.
Yeah, they'll get the foul on Northern Burlington.
Yeah, this is going to be on Klusman here. First personal, second team foul. 2:57 left in the second. Passing across the floor. Couple of high passes. Now they'll advance with Morton. He's double guarded on the right side. Washington goes for a swipe. Can't get it. Back over to the left wing. Morton takes his time.
Now you see a little bit of zone defense, a little bit of 3-2 action for Northern Burlington on the defensive side in the half-court set.
Going up, no foul.
Works out.
Yeah, and here comes Washington coming back up, pulls up from the corner of the paint. It's good. Really smooth shot by Quincy Washington.
Able to see where his defenders is going. He's seeing that he can, if he puts his eyes towards the defender on the bounce pass, able to just fake it and get the little jumper right there, or the runner, excuse me, to go.
And look at all this passing without any dribbling. KIPP Cooper advancing the ball on their own accord. It goes up and in. Gabe Paul, 7 points. Back to a 3-point lead. Northern Burlington cut it to 1. You could see that move there that Rowan Boyce did. He put the ball in front of him for a couple of seconds to take some change off the board, as now here comes a steal. Here comes a pass. McIntosh tried to throw it off the glass, and he gets it to Campbell Eason. Gene Darling calls a timeout as KIPP Cooper gets a scoop and score from Noel Campbell Eason. It's a 30-second timeout by Gene Darling. We'll take a break as well. 1:43 to play in the second, 25-20 Titans. Welcome back here from KIPP Cooper, Norcross Academy. Northern Burlington called their first timeout. It's a lucky day for KIPP Cooper, 7, 7, and 7 as their leading scorers. Campbell Eason with 7, Paul with 7, McIntosh with 7. Into the game for Northern Burlington is number 25, Marcus Kemp. As Boyce moves in on the baseline, back out to Kemp for 3, no good. Trying to reach for that rebound was Boyce, but now moving quickly, gets him to stop, gets it to fall. Gabe Paul with some really crafty moves. He planted his feet inside the paint, was able to make a Greyhounds defenseman miss, and it's now a 7-point lead. It's a 6-0 run for the Titans. And Northern Burlington really getting in desperation mode to try to break that run up, as missing on that shot was Klusman, out of bounds, right in front of the Titans bench.
Yeah, it means it looks like the Northern Burlington's just been a little bit rushed, but a credit to the stamina and just the ability to run on the offensive side in transition for KIPP Cooper. I mean, as soon as they seen a full-court zone defense for Northern Burlington, they got right out of it.
Got a steal at midcourt, got a scramble with Washington and Paul, but it's a foul called at center court. Let's see who this is on. It's going to be on KIPP. It'll be their third. And Marcus Kemp will now inbound right in front of us at center court. Back to Eric Torres. 50 seconds in the first half. Here from the KIPP Cooper Norcross gym in North Camden. Just off of Chestnut Street, off of 676. A miss by the Greyhounds. Moving up, Paul. Oh, that was a weird one. He tried to set a screen, and Paul just completely went around him, didn't even run into him. Here comes Torres. He'll get one off. Back to Washington, left wing, 3. That's short. Back out to Klusman, high pass to Boyce, 15. Back out to the left, Torres, Washington with an open look, pump fakes, left hand, can't get it to go. Another miss, Washington is down, he's hurt. Klusman gets a 3, and they're not gonna whistle him. Washington is hurt. The 3 ball doesn't go, but Quincy Washington is down, and they're gonna get the athletic trainer to attend to him. And they should have whistled that with 4 seconds, because when there's an injured player on the floor, the whistle should be blown at the immediate change of possession. So when KIPP got that ball back with 4 seconds left, they basically had free reign to move up. So obviously Gene Darling and company, their teammates looking at Washington, he was down on his stomach first, and the freshman who needed just 3 points to get to 300 in his freshman year is being attended to. So we'll go to the halftime break. We hope he's okay as he gets attended to again well, Gene Darling is standing next to him now, and the athletic trainer is still talking to him. He will stand up on his own power, and he'll go to the locker room. So luckily he seems to be okay, but the KIPP Cooper Titans lead by 7 at the halftime break. They close out the half with not necessarily a clean run, but a 6-0 run nonetheless. We'll take a break.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back. This is the halftime hit here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We're at KIPP Cooper Norcross Academy in North Camden. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Damian Waiters on the call. This has been a good game so far. KIPP's gone on some runs. Northern Burlington's gone on some runs. We do see, I was trying to see where Quincy Washington was. If you remember on that last possession, he did go down. He was face first on the floor, and I mentioned that the ref should have stopped play with about 4 seconds left, because when there's an injured player that's, visibly injured, the possession should stop at the immediate change of possession. But it didn't really matter at the end of the day because KIPP's final shot did not go. But it's been a really equal scoring attack for KIPP Cooper. Gabe Paul leads with 9, but Noel Campbell-Eason and Mickey McIntosh not far behind with 7 apiece here in this first half. And meanwhile, for Northern Burlington, Eric Torres leads the way with 9.
Yeah, for KIPP Cooper, Dan, the name of the game late in the second quarter leading up to halftime was passing the ball. Northern Burlington tried to experiment a little bit with some defensive sets, kind of wanted to get into looked like a full court 2-2-1. Tried to back down and into a 3-2, but the passing of KIPP Cooper, as they show it off once again here early in the second half, was able to break it down and keep them with that 7-point lead.
Noel Campbell-Eason feeds it to McIntosh, who gets it to fall. McIntosh with a calculated play. And it's 29-20 from the end of the second quarter into the start of the third. It's an 8-0 run for KIPP Cooper.
You could only imagine that right there, McIntosh.
And there is Quincy Washington on the floor for Northern Burlington. So for how long he was down, very glad to see him getting back right into action here. Moving out to the right wing, high three, airballed it, but it ends up going off the hands of Josiah Jones and out of bounds. That was a high-arcing three, and in that case ended up being too high as he missed the rim. Washington will bring this one up. Again, as we mentioned, Quincy Washington, the number 2 leading scorer for all freshmen in the state. He trails Omar Ayash of Ocean Township, as here comes a three from Torres to break up the run. He's got 12. 29-23. Greyhounds trail the Titans by 6.
That was a great shot there by number 1, Eric Torres, the senior guard, a little bit of a leader here for this Northern Burlington squad, and looking to get them back into this game. Only 6 points now.
But again, a three like that is one of the best ways to disrupt a run. As there comes a shot from Campbell-Eason that time inside. That's one of the best ways that you can break up a run, is by getting a confidence-boosting three. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing flashy, but it establishes your presence. It's your first points of the half, and it's your best way of getting back. So here comes Torres again. It's the third triple for Eric Torres. He's got them back-to-back, and he makes it back to a 5-point game, 31-26. Now moving over inside. Campbell-Eason over to the far corner, double guarded, high pass. Morton brings it down, semicircle, straight lane, foul, late foul. No basket, but Troy Morton's going to go to the line for 2. That was one of those fouls where he was hit on his way up, but the whistle didn't come until he was on his way down. So it looked a little ambiguous, but 31-26. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is open for the spring of 2026 with over 20 teams across 4 highly competitive divisions. Visit SouthJerseyNABA.com for more information. First shot is good by Troy Morton Jr. That's his first of the game. He is now the 4th KIPP starter to score. Jones is the last one without a bucket. Second good. Back to a 7-point lead, 33-26. As we mentioned, KIPP Cooper, we mentioned it in the open, the Titans are playing an incredibly back-loaded schedule. They have 9 games left, 8 after tonight, and 5 divisional games after tonight. They have to play Northern Burlington another time in mid-February, and they have to play Pennsauken twice, including on February 12th and February 18th. So not only are they going to close their season with 3 divisional matchups in a row, but 2 of them are going to be after the cutoff date for NJSIAA. The cutoff date is Valentine's Day, the 14th, as McIntosh goes in. The cutoff date is the 14th. They play Northern Burlington again on the 16th, and then Pennsauken on the 18th, well after the cutoff date and well into county and conference tournament play. Out of bounds. So a 9-point lead for KIPP Cooper, their largest of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, it's been stagnant as far as offense here. Torres has those threes, misses that time.
Gonna have a jump ball.
Jump ball possession will go to Northern Burlington. The Greyhounds have Hoppy under the basket looking to inbound.
Hoppy will inbound this one. He's running out of time. He's got to feed it off. He gets it. Foul. Rowan Boyce. Boyce got hit on his way up. It's KIPP's first foul of the half. And Rowan Boyce will go to the line for 2.
That was great patience that time. Hoppy on the inbound. Like you said, using all of those seconds that he got and able to get it down low to Rowan Boyce. Able to get fouled going up. Makes that first free throw.
Again, a 1-for-1 big man sub. More subs in for McIntosh. And now Klussman will sub in for Northern Burlington in place of Hoppy. Boyce, 86 for 121. He's attempted a lot of foul shots this season, but he's a 71% shooter. Tries to get it off the front of the rim. That wasn't even intentional, but he tried to get that rebound there after he missed. But Boyce went 1 for 2. He's got 7 points. Out on the right. Moving inside. Moore spins around. Morton guarded by Washington. Back out on the left side in front of the volleyball line. Morton's got an open look. Doesn't take it. Back to the top for Campbell Eason. KIPP being very patient and not really looking to shoot a 3. As McIntosh can't get that one to fall. So, I beg your pardon, McIntosh and Moore are on the floor for the first time today, so it's really the first time that we're seeing 2 forwards on the floor for KIPP Cooper. That's going to be interesting to see how they can use the low post to their advantage.
Both of the bigs down low for the Titans, who have been doing a really good job.
Oh, here comes the steal. McIntosh, one-on-one, tries to rip it away, gets it back, too strong. Moore can't get it either. Boyce finishes. What a defensive stand by Rowan Boyce. All alone, he's able to disrupt the play and make it his own. And now KIPP gets another rebound. 3:35 left in the third.
I mean, that was a beautiful defensive stand by Rowan Boyce. Able to defend not only Moore, but McIntosh is another defensive stand down low, getting the steal. This time, number 5, Josiah Rutley, and pushing in transition is Washington. Guarded by Jones. Wanting to push. Moore was in help. He got the kick to Rutley. 3-point no good.
Goes out of bounds. A lot of missed shots on this end of the floor. I mean, the second half started with a promising start offensively. And now Antoine Miller will call a timeout. So we'll take a break. 3:10 left in the third. KIPP calls their second timeout of the evening. They lead by 8, 35-27. Welcome back. We do have an update in the BCSL Patriot. Burlington Township just knocked down Bordentown 53-52. Our good friend Kevin Minnick was there. Apparently Bordentown had a chance to win it in the final seconds, but just short. Burlington Township led by 6 at the half. Boyce fouled.
Boyce going back to the line once again. And there's 2 more free throws, and a really important thing. Gene Darling probably looking to stress to his team down the stretch that these free throws have to go up and down here for Northern Burlington.
Misses his first. Boyce 2 for 5 from the charity stripe today. Boyce a 12.8 points per game shooter, 219 points this senior season, 430 in his career, 284 career rebounds. Look at that spin move there by Northern Burlington. Didn't end up needing it, but Boyce makes his second shot. Back to a 7-point game, 35-28. Moving out to the far corner. Nice reception there by Josiah Jones. Gets turned around. Klusman touched it last. And KIPP ball now. They're going to get a sub in. They're going to bring in Gabe Paul again. Haven't seen him in a little while, but they sub out Josiah Jones. So one starter for another. They pass it beyond half court. Under 3 minutes in the third. Bounce pass now to the top. Morton for 3. No good. Front iron. Goes back to KIPP. And ripping out the rebound is Matt Klusman. So great defensive awareness there. Mark Klusman, excuse me, by Northern Burlington. They've played some really good defense. Here's the thing about this game. KIPP has been the better offensive team, but Northern Burlington's been the better defensive team. And that's the difference, is that KIPP's offense has overpowered Northern Burlington's defense, but Northern Burlington has had some great advantage down low at stopping KIPP Cooper on their shots, as we've got a jump ball as Mark Klusman goes down.
Klusman tried to rip another one away, was able to rip it away from Paul on the last possession. And
they say the roster says Klusman is 5'11". I don't know if I believe that. He looks a little bit taller than that, but
I don't know if I believe that either, Dan.
Going back out to the top, over to the right. Firing from the semicircle, no good. Tries to tip it up. Washington gets the rebound. Washington will advance under 2 in the third. 7-point lead for KIPP Cooper. It's a football score, 35-28. They're going to get another sub ready in for Northern Burlington as Klusman, the sophomore, drives to the basket, makes a man miss, and he's good. Mark Klusman gets another basket, or I should say gets his first basket. Makes it back to a 5-point game. Miller commanding directions. Morton inside. McIntosh fouled. So we're probably not going to see any bonuses in this quarter, only 2 apiece per side.
Yeah, so neither team will get up to that 5-foul mark. Nonetheless, McIntosh going to the line on this foul. He's been to the line many times.
He's got 11 points for KIPP Cooper. His first shot is good. He's got 12. So subbing into the game for Northern Burlington will be number 30, Matt Cromdyke. With that Burlington-Bordentown game going final, those are your standings again in the BCSL Patriot. So the standings are not yet updated, but Burlington Township improves to 8-9, and Bordentown falls to 7-10. 1 for 2 for McIntosh. The leading scorer of the day for the Titans. Torres leads the Greyhounds with 13. Moving inside, Klusman with an open look through the back door. He's got it. Mark Klusman cuts the deficit to 4, and with 1:05, it's 36-32. Still beyond half court. Campbell Eason moves inside, using that size. He's down, no good. Put back in. Gabe Paul to double digits. And Washington wasting no time. He'll drive. He'll get it taken away. McIntosh, the big man. Bounce pass. Moving in. Morton with a creative reverse. No good. Foul. 2 shots. McIntosh.
Yeah, I mean, I love the defense down low. A lot of guys working hard. Boyce. Number 33, Hoppy's on the bench.
So McIntosh at the line for the 4th time today. He's got 12, and now he's got 13. Back to a 7-point lead. 37 seconds left in the third quarter. Here in BCSL Patriot play from the KIPP Cooper Norcross Academy. Our first time here on the campus of KIPP Cooper. And his second shot is good. So with under 40 seconds left, Northern Burlington will try to cut this lead as deeply as they can before we go to three-quarter time.
McIntosh is working heavy against anybody.
Ball got away. Klusman, a very long two. 6 points off the bench, all in the third quarter for Mark Klusman. Now we've got 20 seconds left. KIPP not really rushing, though. Back to Morton. Now they're rushing. They've got 9. Ball comes out. McIntosh picks it up. He's got it, and it's in. Mickey McIntosh. Washington will heave. Oh! That looked like that should have been a 3-point foul, but there was some contact there that I think was missed. Gene Darling trying to plead his case, but it's not going to go anywhere. KIPP Cooper leads Northern Burlington by 8 at the end of the third quarter. That's a little bit controversial, but we'll go to break. We've got 8 minutes to play. KIPP Cooper 42, Northern Burlington 34. Welcome back to the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at the South Jersey Group 1 power points. KIPP Cooper right now 5th. Those are your top 6 on the left side of your screen. Haddon Township, the number 1 seed in the boys and girls. Salem 2nd, Penns Grove 3rd. How about in the top 6? I know this isn't a Salem County game, but 3 Salem County teams represented in the top 6. Salem 2, Penns Grove 3, and Woodstown 6. KIPP Cooper is number 5. They would play number 12 seed Pittman in the first round, a rematch of the 2024 South Jersey Group 1 final at this very gym when Pittman was number 2 and KIPP was number 1. There's a 3, no good. I don't know if the 3 ball's my favorite shot for that kind of play. As didn't go there. Put back no good. Ball gets swatted out and a high-flying rebound by Rowan Boyce. We were talking at the break about Quincy Washington's half-court shot. They are letting a lot go. And as I say that, we've got a foul. I mean, there were 2 guys on Quincy Washington as he was shooting from half court. There was no way that should have not been a foul. But we resume. Foul is on Northern Burlington. Couldn't tell who it was on, but they will sub out. They're going to make a sub for Matt Calolero. He's in the game. They'll sub out Matt Cromdyke.
And I just think for Northern Burlington, I really think that these Greyhounds, Quincy Washington really hasn't been himself tonight. Not getting that many opportunities to really shoot. This time, trying to pressure the ball.
As Gabe Paul gets that one to fall, it's a 10-point lead. 13 points for Paul, 16 for Mickey McIntosh. Here comes a 3. Top of the key it goes. Eric Torres at 16.
A shot that was greatly needed, that 3. Great shot by Torres.
Now going through the middle, ball comes out, he slides on it, he goes out of bounds. Morton's back went out of bounds there on that headfirst dive, and it'll be a turnover, so Calario will inbound, and it's back to Torres. Yeah, Washington, I mean, listen, he has had double-digit points in every single game this year. His season high, as that one goes, but his season high was 25 versus West Tech back on December the 22nd, and in his 17 games this year, he's had a grand total of 5 of over 20. So it's been interesting. There's a nice kick out there. Morton to Moore. 3-second violation. And it's on the offense.
That was just a great play that time by Morton on the dribble kick. Really left it down low in the short corner, tried to give it to Moore for the easy layup, but maybe Moore, not really sure who was called on, but somebody down low for KIPP Cooper was camping too long in the paint.
Quincy Washington feeds it to Torres. He takes a deep three, but it's airballed. Boyce came in the nick of time, but he went out of bounds. And again, Darling trying to plead his case that there should have been a foul for the push. But they will now sub in. They're now going to sub in Gavin Hoppy for Matt Calario. Inbounded by KIPP, 5:49 to play. We've just got a 5-point game. KIPP's biggest lead as late as just a few minutes ago in the third was 10. Oh, he slipped. No travel. Out of bounds, though. So the Greyhounds would have wanted to travel, but they ended up getting the result anyway because the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, just kind of slipped on himself right there. Lost his footing, just a little bit unfortunate that time.
They're going to, I don't know what, well, Gene Darling's going to call a timeout. I'm not sure what the delay was, and it looks like now the athletic trainer is going to go to Eric Torres to give him some attention while he's standing. So in the meantime, Gene Darling calls a timeout, and so will we. 5:35 left in the fourth. It's a 5-point lead. KIPP 44, Northern Burlington 39. Welcome back to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting coverage of BCSL basketball here between KIPP Cooper and Northern Burlington. This broadcast is brought to you by Dog Pro Wrestling, the dangerous adrenaline wrestling gladiators, our New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Visit the Gladiators online at dawgprowrestling.com. You can also spot them on April 4th at the South Jersey Geek Fest at Rowan University. Quincy Washington will bring this one up the floor. We've mentioned it like a broken record. He needs 3 points to break the 300 mark as a freshman. He's already second in the state for highest scoring freshman. That's no good from 3. Rebounded by Moore. Again, Titans keeping 2 forwards on the floor in Moore and McIntosh.
Yeah, it looks like KIPP Cooper looking to set something up. It's
this gets stolen. Here comes Rowan Boyce. And he'll get that one in. Smooth like a Rowan prof, but Rowan Boyce gets that one to fall. We're back to a 3-point game. It's 44-41.
That was a great acrobatic layup that time by Boyce. Able to avoid the contact. They wanted the charge foul. Paul.
And Gabe Paul responds with his own. He's got 15. 4:40 to play. Washington taking his time. Again, I mean, KIPP has done very well at shutting down Quincy Washington. Even though he's been on the floor for almost the entire game, he hasn't been the standout player that a lot of people have expected him to be tonight, and that's mostly because of KIPP's defense. As Klussman gets it to fall, he's got 8 points off the bench, all of them in the second half.
Man, what a spark he's been off the bench, and it's really coming together here late in the fourth.
Morton to Paul. Bank shot, no good. Foul, and 1. McIntosh.
I mean, that was great that time, but I feel like that right there has really come together and has really been a story of what McIntosh has been trying to put together, all game.
He's got 18 points. This is his 5th trip to the foul line as he makes it. He's got 20. What a night for Mickey McIntosh Jr., the sophomore, who only has 125 points. He's third on the team in scoring. Paul and Morton are ahead of him. Bounce pass. Moving around the world. Washington to Hoppy. Klussman moving inside. Miller will tell him to clear. I don't know about Northern Burlington holding onto the ball here. I mean, you're down by 6, but you only have 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
As Washington gets a catch and shoot. No good. And that was weird. That was a rush play. But it was rushed, but it wasn't at the same time. They slowed down, and then they turned up the Jets from 0 to 100. And then they tried to rush a 3, and it just didn't go. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, and definitely was a possession that needed.
Morton travel. I thought Morton might have taken an extra step when he was stopped in the paint, but they say he took an extra one as he was passing the ball to Noel Campbell-Eason.
Yeah, definitely a close call right there.
3 minutes to play. KIPP Cooper's next game is a home game on Wednesday versus Burlington Township. The team that we mentioned just beat Bordentown a few minutes ago. Then they're on the road at Mastery on the 6th, home to Sterling on the 7th. And then Camden Catholic on Monday the 9th, one of the biggest teams in non-public play this season for South Jersey. Ball gets away. Batted by Moore. Morton comes up with it. A push from behind, and that's one of the easier fouls that you're ever going to get. I mean...
Yeah, I think a first-year referee would have got that call absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I mean, that was clear.
Well, I'll tell you, I've never reffed a game of basketball, and I would have gotten that call, so... I mean, if he was on the gridiron, that would have been a 15-yard penalty for pass interference. I mean, that was just a straight push. There was no ambiguity to that at all.
Yeah, and if you're Northern Burlington right here,
they're cleaning up a wet spot on the floor.
If you're Northern Burlington right here, a good couple of possessions need to be have. But even better defense need to be played on the defensive side. KIPP Cooper has really slowed down their offense from that transition, high-powered, high-running basketball team that, always see coming out of Camden. You talk about KIPP Cooper, Mastery, Camden, Leap Academy, Camden Prep, just teams that love to run in transition, and they slowed it down.
Look at that steal by Mark Klussman. That defense really showing there. It's Washington moves in, uses the agility for a mid-range shot, and it's good. Gene Darling uses that time to call a timeout. 49-45, 2:19 left in the fourth. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Gene Darling called a timeout. We've got 2:19 to play in the fourth quarter. I'm Dan Wilkins of Rowan College of South Jersey, and I'm joined by Damian Waiters. If you'd like to make a contribution to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, you can send anything you'd like to our Venmo at DW Broadcasting. No spaces, no hyphens. Of course, not required by any means. It's always free to watch DWB, but it's incredibly appreciated. 2:10 to play. Morton moving inside on the 2-3. No good. And Klussman brought down another rebound. Again, he has been on the floor for a long time here in the second half. He's picked up 8 points off the bench, 2 steals, 3 rebounds. Boyce on the baseline, up and in. Rowan Boyce, 12 points for the senior guard. And again, this guard-heavy offense, I mean, for the majority of the game, KIPP has only had one forward on the floor, and that's been Mickey McIntosh. But when you look at the other side of the coin, does Northern Burlington have any forwards on the floor? As Morton gets it to go, I mean, Klussman might be the only guy that you could feasibly call any kind of a forward.
Absolutely.
Everybody else is a guard. As look at Quincy Washington. He's got it to fall. That's 300 on his freshman season, 301 to be specific. We're back to a 2-point game. You can feel the intensity now. Minute 5. If I'm KIPP, I hold on. No shot clock, no pressure. No need to rush. Let them foul you. They have 3 fouls, but they go up and they miss. Here comes Northern Burlington. Eric Torres. No good. Back to Hoppy. He's fouled.
Oh, man.
Why did they not hold on to the basketball? Northern Burlington's got a chance to tie this game.
That's a great question that time, Dan. I mean, number 2, Gabe Paul down the stretch, the last offensive possession for the Titans. As Hoppy goes to the line for 2, you could ask that question exactly. Why didn't he hold on to the ball? Only thing you could see in his mind is maybe he wanted to put the Titans up by 2 possessions as Hoppy makes his first.
But that's a risky gamble.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not a gamble that I would take any day of the week.
Exactly what I was going to say.
With how Northern Burlington has been in transition, they have been very good. As that ball misses, several men down, Gene Darling gets a timeout. He called the timeout while Northern Burlington had possession, as there were at least 3 players that had gone down. Klusman being one of them, Boyce being one of them will stay here. 45 seconds to play as it's 51-50. Hoppy missed his first, made his first, missed his second. He's only got 57 points as a junior. He's 13 for 18 from the line going into the game. But now we've got a little bit of an offset because it's a 1-point game and we're not tied. But I'm just going back to that last possession for KIPP. You have 1 minute and 8 seconds on the clock. I've seen Olympic Conference teams hold on to the ball for longer. I've seen like Rancocas Valley, Jay Flanagan, I've seen them hold on to the ball for the last minute 30. But you have 1 minute and 8 and you rush a shot and then Northern Burlington gets it back. You got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah,
and I think KIPP's going to learn their lesson. I think they're going to do it again because there's no reason to rush a shot. Let them foul you. Don't even think about taking a shot. They need 2 fouls to get over the bonus. Let them do that, and then you can go to the foul line and win the game that way.
100%. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I really think that the one and the just the usual of what the play style has usually been for Antoine Miller and these KIPP Cooper Titans is just to run in transition, to run, to, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, obviously, like you said, Dan, things can get rushed.
Well, this is shaping up to be a great week of basketball. We had 2 buzzer beaters on Sunday at Holy Cross. Now we come back up to North Camden, and we've got ourselves a great matchup between Northern Burlington. And because Northern Burlington had the timeout and got the offensive rebound, they keep possession. We've got 30. Washington up. No good. Klussman rebound. Ball's out. Moore's got it. And now Klussman will foul as the ball came out. That is the 4th. And it takes more valuable time off the clock. We've got 19 seconds to play.
No, if that shot was going to be missed right there, the foul needs to come quicker. At this point in the game, a 1-point game, these are valuable seconds coming off the clock right there.
Antoine Miller calls a timeout. He currently has 3 left still. He's only called 2 timeouts. 19 seconds to play. We'll stay here. 51-50. Our schedule for the rest of the week on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be down in Salem County tomorrow for girls basketball. 2 very good teams in South Jersey Group 1 with Woodstown visiting Pennsville. Then on Thursday, we've got JUCO basketball from Deptford Township as Camden County visits RCSJ Gloucester. It's sophomore day, their version of senior day for both teams. The women tip off at 5, the men tip off at 7. Then we've got a great non-conference matchup on Friday for you. We've got Vineland versus Clearview. Vineland, the number 1 team in Cape Atlantic United play. They're 15-2 as of tonight. They play Clearview, a very young and hungry young team, on Friday at 5:30 p.m. tip-off from Mullica Hill. Then on Saturday, we've got the quarterfinal round of the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament from North Jersey. The number 1 seed Warren Hills plays either the North Hunterdon Lions or the Phillipsburg State Liners as we get into the second to last week of regular season play prior to the NJSIAA cutoff. So Northern Burlington only needs 1 foul to send KIPP Cooper to the line, and with it being a 1-point game, no matter what, even if KIPP makes both foul shots, we will see a still 1-possession game. There's the intentional foul, picked up by Hoppy.
And I think if you're Northern Burlington, that's really what the best position that you can be in. You know, the Morton has been decent from the line tonight, as well as KIPP Cooper, but they have missed a good amount. And the thing is that this is your best bet to send them to the line, and hopefully they could just miss these 2 free throws right here.
First shot, good from Troy Morton. He's got 5. (52-50). 18 seconds. Again, our clock on the bottom of the screen is manually operated. It is not in sync with the scoreboard in the venue. Shot missed. The door is open, but will the bank be open? 12 seconds. And now Gene Darling calls a timeout. Very smart there. Not a great idea to just let the clock run. I like the fact that Gene Darling is using the timeouts that he has. We will take a break. 11 seconds. 2-point game. KIPP Cooper 52, Northern Burlington 50. Northern Burlington called a timeout. They have possession with 11 seconds on the board here from KIPP Cooper Norcross Academy in North Camden. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Damian Waiters. Should set up for an exciting finish. KIPP has the bonus. Northern Burlington fouled twice intentionally, but despite KIPP's mistakes, or I should say because of KIPP's mistakes, the door is now open for the Greyhounds. Rowan Boyce has the ball. He's got 8. You don't need a 3. You can get a 2 to tie. Boyce up, no foul, comes down, second chance, no good, and KIPP Cooper hangs on. 3 shots do not go. And the Titans beat the Greyhounds on Monday night 52-50. Wow. I don't know how many timeouts Gene Darling had. What do we have here? We have 1. So unless we were wrong and he didn't have any timeouts, he could have used one to reset the possession, try to get a lob, try to get a quick shot off. They took 3 shots. All of them did not go. And the Titans beat the Greyhounds in divisional play.
Man.
That's going to give KIPP Cooper an extension to their division lead. Wow.
A really, really tight one down the stretch, man. And, I mean, if you're 35, if you're Mark Clausman, it was really, I mean, he was able to get that rebound off the missed layup by number 13, Rowan Boyce. And he had an easy putback on the second chance, just a little bit too much mustard on it, and it would have tied the game, but it falls just short. And a good thing about his teammates, they're really telling him to pick his head up. And the thing about this Northern Burlington team, even though they obviously dropped to 12-6 on the season, they're gonna look to keep their heads up and keep things going. But how about KIPP Cooper? I mean, you talk about Mickey McIntosh. I love that Antoine Miller and his squad, he really looked to get the ball down low early in this one and take advantage of what was coming to them. You know, Gabe Paul, number 2, one of the leading guards on this team, had a couple of questionable possessions, couple of questionable shots down the stretch, but nonetheless, Antoine Miller and her squad, these KIPP Cooper Titans, able to get it done at home.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great finish. And again, as much as I would have liked to see Gene Darling call a timeout there, I don't think that, I mean, listen, the coaches do get caught up in the moment as well. And I think that also you have to have clear possession of the ball to call a timeout. You can't call a timeout while the ball's in the air. They had 3 putbacks in a row. So what was the window for them to call a timeout? It was a very small window at that. And, you know, when you look at what KIPP Cooper was accomplishing, there definitely wasn't a lot of room. And once they got that rebound, once they got the shot to come down, there wasn't any fouls that I saw. I didn't see the refs miss any fouls.
No, not at all, nope.
And I think that Northern Burlington put everything up cleanly. So really at the end of the day, I think that KIPP played a very good game. And I'll call back to what I said in the third quarter. KIPP Cooper had a better offensive game. Northern Burlington had a better defensive game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those 3 shots proved it right there. If Northern Burlington was the better offensive team, one of those shots would have fallen. And this game would have been tied. We might have been going to overtime. But the way that I see it, KIPP Cooper definitely got away with kind of rushing things. I still don't think that they should have rushed the shot with 1:05 and gotten Morton something to go there. This game would have been done a few minutes early if that didn't happen.
Absolutely.
If they just ran down the clock until Northern Burlington fouled, they would have cut out a lot of the middleman. And allowing Northern Burlington to go down the floor and miss those shots, that really changed everything. So, I mean, listen, both teams played a great game. Northern Burlington is a great team. I'll be excited to see them in the playoffs. They're right now number 9 in Central Group 3. They would play Red Bank, the Buccaneers, on the road, assuming everything stays the same, which we know with 2 weeks left in the season, it certainly will change at some degree. But KIPP Cooper, number 5 in South Jersey Group 1. We'll take a look at that graphic one more time. The top 6 teams, Haddon Township number 1, Salem 2, Pensgrove 3, Palmyra 4. Really, really diverse field. I mean, Haddon Township is the number 1 team. They were the number 3 team last year, but they haven't run away with it. Salem could very well be a number 1 team in 2 weeks. I could see Pensgrove making a late run. Pensgrove was as low as 8 in early January, and now they've moved themselves into a solid top 3. And then again, look at those 3 Salem County teams at the top 6. And again, KIPP Cooper will play Pittman in the first round of the South Jersey Group 1 playoffs if everything holds, which, as we again say, most likely won't happen. Damian, your final thoughts before we sign off for the evening.
A great game between 2 great teams. Like you said, Northern Burlington, in Central Jersey Group 3, they're going to have to deal with a beautiful Central Jersey basketball in Mercer County and Monmouth County with those teams. But I'm definitely sure that it won't be something that they won't be able to overcome for KIPP Cooper in South Jersey Group 1. Personally, Dan, one of my favorite groups, one of my favorite sections this year for basketball. I mean, it's
gonna be really fun.
It's absolutely beautiful all the way around, and the basketball we've seen so far across the state, mostly across South Jersey, just been really beautiful to watch, especially in Group 1. KIPP Cooper, they're gonna make that run. Antoine Miller, and he has his squad ready now, moving to 10-4. It was a beautiful night of basketball for him.
Well, that'll be all for us tonight on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. My color commentator, Damian Waiters. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow in Salem County for Woodstown-Pennsville girls basketball. But the final score tonight, 52-50. KIPP Cooper downs Northern Burlington. Have a good one, folks.